Hello there my friends, and today I have the absolute pleasure of showing you the C.Scope CS6MX. Now, some of you know I'm a big fan of my 3MX, and I've had some good times and some good finds with that detector, so I'm really excited about having a look at this machine today, which is obviously much more of a powerful machine. It's a motion detector which scans at 17 kilohertz, and as you can see, the box has a few more dials on it to the 3MX. Let's have a quick look at it, shall we? Okay, so firstly, this is a 2D head. This head comes with the detector, and what I like about these new detectors, the new C.Scope models and the new C.Scope heads, is that it's literally just a case of a bump, pulling it out, you screw it, and then you just bam, plug it back in again. It's that simple. I know that it can be quite arduous changing heads on other detectors, but that's a great new feature. The box itself is obviously beneath the detector rather than top, what I'm used to with my 3MX. This is more comfortable for me personally because look, as you can see, the pinpoint function is now there rather than being there where my thumb would hit there. So that straight away is more comfortable. Like all C.Scope detectors, she is really light. So the batteries, you literally just unscrew here, and inside that box will be a pod, and inside that pod will be 8 AA batteries, and of course the control box can be hip mounted if that's what you want to do, just to take a little bit of tension off of that arm. Typically of C.Scope, it's a very simple setup without sacrificing any power, which is good. So I'm really looking forward to getting in there and messing with all these bits and bobs. But right now, just for a showcase sake, what we're going to do is we're going to turn our sensitivity on, wait for it to initialise. You should hear a beep. There you go, that means she's ready to go, alright? You've got to get the sensitivity as to where you want it. You can have it just under the threshold so you don't hear anything, etc, etc. But right there, we're just going to have her there so she's not chattering too much. Obviously you can put headphones into this like all detectors. Iron volume will have up to 8 because I like to feel nice and smug knowing the fact that I've missed iron. Ground, we're going to put on auto today. But again, if you have an understanding of the type of ground that you're on, mineralisation, things like that, you can get into there and mess with that yourself, something that I'll do in the future. Disc volume, well no, we'll go to discrimination first. So discrimination will have it about 5 there. Go too high, you're going to miss, you're in danger of missing metals which have similar properties. So around about 4 or 5 is good. And disc volume for now we'll just go to, no, it doesn't really matter, it's just going to tell us what's going on concerning this. So let's have a look at the 3-tone thing, yeah? What I've done is I've planted a little hammered coin that I found with my C3MX, and what we'll do is, there we go, so we have a nice high tone there, yeah? Let's have a look at the pinpointer, easily put your finger underneath that there. And there you go. As you can see, the coin is directly beneath the C of C.Scope. Okay then, so let's go on and have a look at something which isn't so exciting. We have your typical bit of tin foil there, just for an example for tone again. Over we go, and we have a mid-tone. Yeah, so we have a high tone, and we have a mid-tone. So we have 2 tones. So over here, I previously saw a bit of old metal, bit of old iron, so we go over and we have a low growl, yeah? But of course, if you're not interested in hearing about horrible bits of iron, you can take the iron volume right down, and voila, no more iron. So low growl for iron, a nice high tone for good stuff. In this instance, a mid-tone for something which is not so good. But, however, all of this can be changed here, alright? You can really get into things here and mess things around. It's going to take me some time, as I said, to really get in and have a good understanding of this detector. But what I've done with it so far, it seems absolutely great. It's been really fun. Do you know what? Let's go quickly do a really quick depth test. The ground is really frozen today, so it's going to be quite difficult, but it'll give you some idea what she's capable of. So it's taken me about an hour to dig this hole in the freezing cold. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get this little hammered and stick all the way down there. There you go. Go on, down you go, girl. I think we're looking at, God, that's a lot there, isn't it? What is that? Between 8 and 10 inches. Doesn't look that deep, but it's a very precise hole. But it's very, very deep. So let's cover her up. Please come back to me, baby. And see how she goes, shall we? There you go. Right underneath the C.Scope again. Well, it's actually in that middle part there. We hit the pinpointer. Here you go. Perfect. So she's got some depth to her as well. As I said, I'll do some proper depth tests in the future, but I'm very, very happy with that. The C.Scope CS6MX, an incredibly simple machine to use, which doesn't sacrifice power.